I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Good afternoon and welcome to Camnet TV Mid News. The headlines. Police deployed to capture suspected hired assassins in Mafinga District. WHIRLWIND leaves over 50 families homeless in SIAVONGA District. Details coming through after this commercial.
Istana Afrika ya kubende chalo akamwana kanono nomsepela kwikala chapamo kulibe kumunzi kulibe mutauni kumatero.
The Zambia Statistics Agency will this year conduct the 2021 census across the country. The census aims to count people in households, rural and urban, hospitals, military, police and correctional facilities. This numbering will extend to hotels, farms, as well as high-density areas with different families sharing a house and those in transitory locations. Every person in the country matters and should be counted because the census will benefit all, from migrants, refugees and street children, homeless people, the young and the old people, as well as persons with disabilities. Everyone counts. This message is brought to you by the Zambia Statistics Agency.
And now the media news in detail. Over 50 families have been left homeless in SIAVONGA District following a whirlwind which blew off roofing sheets from their houses and left several houses collapsed. The incident happened on Sunday, 28 September 2022, around 13 hours in Mavulele, Namawasi, Musiki, Mutandalima, among other villages in Chief Siamamba's chiefdom.
This is Mamba area is to check on the houses that were affected by the whirlwind yesterday. The damage, those houses that were blown off, those that collapsed, and as you can see, like this house, these cracks came about when the roof was about to be blown off. Luckily enough, it was plastered with cement. That's how it couldn't fall off.
Okay, so are you offering any solutions?
Yes, that's why we are here. We are offering solutions as the District Disaster Management Committee. We have come here to assess the situation. When we are done, we will liaise with our superiors in Choma so that we can see how we can help these families that have been affected.
United Party for National Development Lusaka Province Chairman Obvious Maliteta and a Kafue businessman have sued the government in the Lusaka High Court, claiming damages for malicious prosecution in a case where they were acquitted of possession of offensive weapons charged in 2019.
On the 27th of March 2019, United Party for National Development UPND Lusaka Province Chairman Obvious Mwaliteta and the Kafue businessman James Sichoba were arrested by the police on allegations of possession of offensive weapons but later acquitted. Now 3 years after the incident happened, ruling UPND Lusaka Province Chairman Mr. Mwaliteta and the businessman Mr. Choba have commenced a civil lawsuit against the state before the Lusaka High Court demanding damages for malicious prosecution in relation to the said matter where they were accused of possession of offensive weapons in 2019. The duo who have sued government are seeking special damages for expenses in the sum of 300,000 kwacha and interest on the sum payable at the Central Bank of Zambia lending rate. In their statement of claim filed before court, the duo have submitted that in March 2019, without any reasonable cause, they were apprehended and accused of 2 counts of possession of offensive weapons, and that without prejudice to the above, there were no reasonable ground for suspecting that they committed the offense, but were falsely imprisoned and kept behind custody for a period of 4 days, despite the offense being a bailable and a bondable offense. The UPND LP chairman says he was then put on his defense and later acquitted, adding that his prosecution was because he was affiliated to the current ruling party when it was then in opposition. hence seeks the court's indulgence to order government to pay him damages for forced imprisonment. Miriam Kaimba reporting for Camnet TV News.
Lusaka Provincial Permanent Secretary Robert Kamalata says it has been difficult for census enumerators to access information from members of the public, accusing them of not being accommodative. Addressing the media on Monday, Mr. Kamalata notes that the enumerators are having challenges in some areas along Independence Avenue and Kamwala.
A national census is regarded as an important exercise for any country or nation. Census enables government to track developments over a long period of time with considerable accuracy. The census is therefore a fundamental part of every nation's heritage and collective knowledge. At national level, current population statistics are essential for planning the provision of healthcare, education, and employment. The Census of Population and Housing provides vital information to help government and other organizations to make informed decisions. Lusaka Provincial Permanent Secretary Robert Kamalata says the census enumerators are experiencing challenges in accessing the needed information because people are not being accommodative.
You may wish to know that in the areas we anticipated we are going to have problems, such as Tivoli and Kanyama. You know, the exercise is going on very, very smoothly and we don't have any problems. And everyone is cooperating with our enumerators and supervisors. But in the areas we anticipated things would go on smoothly, we are encountering a lot of problems. And one of the areas that I should be specific is in Kamwala and some lower residential areas, including Independence Avenue. We're having a lot of problems because the people do not want to give information.
In a number of countries, the population census plays a major role in the allocation of elected political seats in government and the number of elected officials. The permanent secretary has also appealed to the foreign nationals to be accommodative when approached by the enumerators.
And therefore, it is becoming difficult for us to operate effectively. So this is what is going on. So we are appealing to all the residents in Lusaka just to spare a minute or two just to attend to these enumerators. In some instances, other problems that we are encountering that in Lusaka we know that everyone is busy. In some instances, some they leave as early as 6 in the morning and don't return after 20. So each time they go to these households, they are not finding anyone. We are appealing to them. They can even leave a note to indicate when they'll be available so that our enumerators can go back. Remember, we have got only a specific time when we are doing this exercise. So within this specific time, if they can write or leave a note, the enumerators can come and attend to them.
The census that started on the 18th of August 2022 will run up to September 14th, 2022. Blessings Chakwila, Camnet News, Lusaka.
In other news, Mafinga Constituency Member of Parliament Robert Chabinga has pledged 50,000 kwacha to anyone who will come forward with information about the whereabouts of a hired assassin terrorizing the people in the district. Mafinga District has in the recent past experienced several suspected paid-for killings of persons usually alleged practicing witchcraft.
A gloomy mood, heavy presence of police, fear characterized the people of Mafinga District Sunday, who came in numbers to bid farewell to their village headman, Emmanuel Mogala, who was shot dead by unknown people. According to the family, Mr. Mogara, 64, met his fate on the 24th of August 2022, around 18 hours, when he was shot by suspected assassins, locally known as Jambas, who have been terrorizing this part of the country and have killed about 6 people in a space of 2 months. Mr. Mogala has been described as a hard-working leader whose gap will be felt by his family and friends.
To other people, but he was not bad to us as a family. And we have lost him and a very big gap has been created. Why? The works that he has been doing will be undone in short time to come.
And the area councillor has called for tightened security in the area.
To me and the entire village and the entire chiefdom, we have incurred a great loss. We don't know whether this gap will ever be filled, because we don't know whoever will try to fill it if it will be the same as that one.
Speaking during the burial ceremony, Mafinga Constituency Member of Parliament Robert Chabinga warned that the vice of hiring killers to eliminate others should come to an end. He has disclosed that 30 police officers have been dispatched to Mafinga to bring the scourge under control.
Officer in charge, Gamwasanga to the family, mwachita investigator was part and parcel. Bemieni bonse, abe nebanganda, abe shikulu, ngapalina nkoko sendele ni kumu. That is the only way. Kwa so veriash. Uli onso wishive amajambaze ko bekala n'abale shitisha abantu na chita offer 50,000 kwache ya Zambia. Umuntu yo kwete information muye fezi quite ni mwe brulu benwawe. Mwalamu na officer kwefe ku office ya police officer in charge quite fe mutende. Ngamwalanda bakanje bo uwapela information, I'll give 50,000 kwache ya Zambia. Ndefu ya Mafinga mubyo mutende. Titwikale no bakoma kapembe, no bakoma uyu Sruonde, no bakoma chite, no bakoma Edmund Chitete, challenge hicho.
Community security remains an issue the people of Mafinga want the government to address. Mr. Mugala leaves behind 3 wives and 12 children. Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Mid news, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. Police deployed to capture suspected hired assassins in Mafinga District. WHIRLWIND leaves over 50 families homeless in SIAVONGA District. Thank you for watching. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Good afternoon.